All right, this is the Miele dishwasher, and I'm going to show you how to use this Miele dishwasher. And I'm going to go through a lot of the controls that you see on the front, as well as the innards of the Miele dishwasher. Things such as how to clean the filter, how to add detergent, how to start this, different programs for this, and how to load the Miele dishwasher. But before we get started, could you give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel? I'll appreciate it tremendously. All right, so let's get started with the Miele dishwasher. All right, so there are a lot of controls on the outside. I'm going to get to them, but first of all, let's talk about the inside and how to add detergent to this, as well as rinse aid and salt to this. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up the dishwasher. The door's open, and there are compartments right here. I'm going to talk about those, but first of all, I'm going to show you how to load this Miele dishwasher. Now, as you can see right here, I did not load this properly. I generally don't usually put pots in here, but since I'm feeling ultra lazy with my Miele dishwasher, I just went ahead and added the pots in there. So the bottom, I generally add plates and cups or bowls in there. Here's a cutting board back here. I have glasses right here. You want to make sure that they're facing down and not banging, have enough space in between them so they're not banging into each other. So that's the first row down here. And the second row, there's a second row right here where I have a pot in here. Generally, I normally just add odd shaped items in here, as well as bowls at the top. There's a lid back there in the pot. And then at the top shelf right here, do you see the top shelf right here? This is where I add utensils. You want to have them facing down sort of like this so they don't collect water in there. So I have utensils up there. There's a pair of kitchen scissors, knives in there. So there's 3 rows to this Miele dishwasher. Now, it's important to note with the Miele dishwasher that there are propellers or sprayers in here. There's 3 of them. There's one of them at the top. You really can't see that. They spin around. And one thing about this, you want to make sure that they are not obstructed at all when you're loading your dishes. So if they're obstructed, your dishes will not get clean well, and it could cause a problem. All right, so there's one at the top, and under the second row, there's also a sprayer down here that also spins. Important not to have anything that protrudes down from the second row, blocking the sprayer, or things at the bottom shelf that do not rise high enough to block this sprayer. There's a sprayer that sprays upwards and downwards on this propeller right here. And at the bottom, you see there is a propeller or sprayer that spins right here. All right, it's important to make sure that nothing is obstructing this from spraying. So here are all the 3 shelves. Now let's talk about inside of this. Now, say for instance, you want to add salt to your dishwasher to help your dishes get clean a little bit better if you have something such as hard water. Now, where you add salt at for this Miele dishwasher is right here. And it simply opens up by spinning this right here. And salt is added inside of this particular part right there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut that up. All right, so that is where salt is added. And if you look to the right-hand side, this right here, there's a little bit of water in here because I accidentally started the wash knowing that I was going to do this tutorial video. Right here is where the filter is. Now, occasionally, you'll want to clean out this filter. And it's important that you clean out this filter because it will allow your dishwasher to operate properly. Okay, if it's clogged up, there's a lot of food, debris in there, the water will not circulate. Therefore, you will end up with dishes that are not clean. All right. And you can also damage the engine, the motor inside of your dishwasher. All right. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go ahead and pull this up right here. I turned it and pulled this up. Now with this right here, you can clean this out. You can detach this and clean this out in the sink. Usually I clean it with a little bit of dish soap and a toothbrush inside of the sink, and I clean it thoroughly. All right, clean it thoroughly and rinse it thoroughly to make sure there's no dish soap on here, and put it back together. It is self-explanatory to take this apart. Once you pull it up to the dishwasher, clean it, you can see there's a lot of debris in there, not too much on here, so it can still operate properly, but it's always a good idea to clean out this filter occasionally. All right, and when you're done, you just sit it back here, and you have to spin it. You have to line it up. There's arrows down here, okay? And you have to line it up. There's arrows down here, and I'm trying to get that in here. There's arrows down here, and you have to make sure the arrow's lined up, and that ensures that it is locked in there securely. You want to make sure it's locked there securely. And if there's any food or debris down in there after you pick it up or on the outside, you want to take that and remove it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut this right here. All right, so now that we have all of the dishes loaded up inside of the dishwasher, you want to add detergent and rinse aid. Now, the places where you add detergent and rinse aid is down here on the door. As you can see right here, there are 2 doors on this particular Miele dishwasher. All right, so there's 2 doors on this particular Miele dishwasher. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where the detergent is added, as well as where the rinse aid is added. So rinse aid is added in this compartment right here. All right, so I just press this knob right here, and this popped open. And I remove this right here. This right here is a seal that goes in here. I don't know why it came down here. I'm just going to place this back in here. All right, so there's a seal that's in there. Now, with this, okay, you add rinse aid. Now, the importance of adding rinse aid in here is that your dishes will dry properly when rinse aid is in there. So you may come across issues to where your Miele dishwasher will not dry your dishes properly, and it's probably because there's not enough rinse aid inside of the rinse aid compartment. You want to make sure that you have enough rinse aid in there to wash your dishes, or you end up with wet dishes at the end of your cycle. All right, so once you add rinse aid into that compartment right there, you just go ahead and take this, shut it like that, close it. All right, so once you close it like that, you add rinse aid to that. Now it's time to add the detergent. Now with this, you can add powder detergent or liquid detergent. And there's levels to this right here. There's levels to this right here. And this is a pre-wash area. I believe that's a pre-wash part right here. All right, so you add it depending on the amount of dishes that you have in here. I just normally just go ahead and fill it up. You know, I usually have just a full load of dishes in there, so I normally just fill it up. And then this right here is for the pre-wash, if you just want to have a pre-wash in there. Now, you can use powder or liquid, but in my case, I use a tab. Here is a dishwasher tab that I'm going to use. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to go ahead and pull this down right here. And I'm going to take the dishwasher tab and place it inside of the detergent compartment. And once I've added that, I'm just going to take the door and shut it closed just like that. Now, when you're using just a tab, you only need to use one tab. You shut the door and you're ready to rock and roll. So now that you have all of that squared away, you're going to go ahead and take the door of the dishwasher and go ahead and close it shut just like that. All right, make sure it's closed. You heard the click. It ensures that it was shut properly. All right, so now that you have it shut, you're going to want to start the Miele dishwasher. All right, so you start it by turning on the power first. So I'm going to press the power button. All right, do you see that? I press the power button. Now it is on. Now there's a bunch of controls, and I'm going to go through it with you, okay? So right now, what I'm going to do is there's a red light in it just because there's water left in there. It's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and go through the controls for you. So just kind of disregard that right there because for video purposes. All right, so right here, we're going to get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to go over is the program. Now, you can select which program you want for the dishwasher. Right here is the program button. It says program, and it's a couple of different languages. And so right here, the first program that is native, is automatic. Okay, you see right here, it's in automatic. Now, what happens with this is that the dishwasher automatically detects if the dishes are clean, how dirty the dishes are, and it will determine the length of the cycle depending on its sensors within inside of the Miele dishwasher. All right, so automatic, that is the default setting for this particular washer. Okay, so we're going to go through it. If I press this button, program, it goes down to rapid. All right, so this is rapid, and it says 40 degrees Celsius right here. And the rapid is what it is. It's a rapid wash. Now, it washes dishes rather quickly. Say, for instance, you want the dishes done in a relatively short period of time and you need to go somewhere, you need to eat or whatever. It will wash the dishes fairly fast. But with that, it will not get the dishes as clean as if you've gone with perhaps one of the longer, hotter wash cycles, which I'm going to get to in a second. So this gets it done quickly, but not as thorough as some of the other cycles. All right, so that's the rapid cycle. The next one we're going to go to is the fragile. Now this particular one right here is for fragile, and you can see there is a wine glass right there. So say, for instance, you have grandma's fine china inside of there, and you don't want the dishes to be treated like normal sturdy dishes. You would go down to the fragile cycle. All right, so once you have that, that's the fragile cycle. The next one we're going to go to is Quinton. Not exactly sure what that means in Spanish right here, but I believe it is a more aggressive wash. Perhaps I think this might be just the normal wash. Okay, so this is the normal wash right here. It's right here. Quintontin, 50 degrees Celsius. That is the normal wash. You'll want to select that if you just want a normal wash. The next one, if you're Captain Planet and you want to save the Earth, there is an eco wash. Okay, so this right here, the eco wash, it saves energy. Okay, saves energy. But with that being said, because it's saving energy, it's using less heat for this wash right here. And it may or may not get your dishes as clean as perhaps the normal or the automatic cycle right there. All right, so you have those. The next one we're going to go to is the intensive wash. And that is what exactly it says. It's a very intense wash. It uses a lot of resources such as heat and time and pressure in order to get the dishes clean in the Miele dishwasher. Now this right here, this thoroughly gets the dishes clean. However, it takes an extended amount of time and it takes extra heat in order to get the job done. But it is the strongest, most powerful, most thorough wash option on this Miele dishwasher. All right, so we've gone through all of this. I'm just going to go ahead and set this to normal wash right here. And then we're going to move on to something, extra options. Okay, so these are extra options that come along with it. And I'm going to go ahead and press this. This is the turbo. Okay, when I press this, it is turbo. So it speeds up any of the other washes by pressing it. So turbo, you see that right here? I pressed it. It took the normal wash from an hour 30 minutes all the way down to 59 minutes. So it's saving 59 minutes. Now, when it does this, it's actually using a little bit more energy, but it will speed up the wash. Very important to know when washing this. Now, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and switch to rapid. Now, it takes the turbo feature, takes the rapid, which is the fastest cycle, down to 12 minutes. Now that is really impressive right there, okay? So that is the turbo option. It speeds everything up. And then there is a Combi-Tab. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it must be something great. All right, so the Combi-Tab, you can do the Combi-Tab with the turbo, and I believe that's when you're using more than one tablet in there. I could be wrong, but then again, I could be right. All right, so I'm just going to go back to the normal settings. So I got out of extra options. However, I'm just going to go ahead and select turbo. All right, just for the giggles, select turbo. All right, so we've done that. The next feature is a delay wash feature. And if you look right here, it says in a language, I'm not sure exactly what language it is, but this right here determines how you want the wash to be delayed. Now, with that said, say for instance, you just finished eating and you're about to Netflix and chill. You don't want the dishwasher to be making noises when you're trying to Netflix and chill, because generally when you're watching Netflix, you're going to be watching the video and nothing else. Am I right? Right. All right. So you have that, right? So you have this right here. You have Okay, and what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and press this, and it goes ahead and changes how long it will take for the dishes to be completed. So when I press this, you saw that it took, it was like 30 minutes, right? And it increased this by an hour. So it changed the time that the wash will be done by extending it by an hour, or waiting an hour before it starts to wash. Let me put it that way. All right, so it changed it. All right, so the actual wash will be done in an hour and 30 minutes if I press the start feature. Now I'm going to keep on pressing this, and it increases it by, well, I fumbled my words a little bit. So it delays the wash for this amount of time. Okay, so I press that. All right, and it goes up in 30-minute increments right here. So it will delay the wash right now for up to 4 hours right here. If I keep on pressing it, it keeps on going up. Now this will keep on going up for up to 24 hours. You see that? And so once I get to 24 hours, it goes back to 0 if I press it again. So I can delay this wash. I can Netflix and chill for up to 24 hours before the wash starts, okay? And if I don't want the delay feature to go anymore, I'm just gonna come back here, and once it gets to 24 hours, I'll press it again, and it goes back to normal, to the normal wash right here, and it'll start. If I press start, the wash will be done in 59 minutes. All right, so I went over the delay feature. Now, what I'm going to do is, once you have all of the programs that you want selected, you're gonna want to go over to this start stop button right here. Do you see this? It says start stop. If I press this, it's blinking now because it's shut. The wash will start. And after I press it and the wash starts, if I press stop, it will stop. Okay? It'll stop the wash. Now, we talked about the power button over here. You press this to turn on. You press this to actually turn the power on. If you press this again, it turns the power off. Now, to start and stop it once it's on, this is the button you want to press right here. Okay, so it's already set. I have all my settings ready here. The detergent added, the rinse aid added, the dishes added, not obstructing the sprayers, and I'm ready to start it by simply pressing that. And right here, it shows where the cycle is at. Now that's how you use a Miele dishwasher. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching.